On this episode, we're replacing the hydraulic pump. So this is my Kubota MX5000. It's a 2001, 2002 model. I bought it new because buy one new, you never need to buy another one. Even though it's over 20 years old, it only has like 960 hours on it. I'm gonna say I abused it a lot. You can tell by all of the scrapes and the bends and the damage to the front grille and the hood and everything else. I kind of sort of do my maintenance, but there's a thing about these tractors. So this one's four-wheel drive. And you can see there's a bucket there and a bucket there. And that's because the drive shaft that powers the front end flows or starts all the way in the back and goes all the way through the middle of the tractor to the front. Back here, where it runs through the opening for the clutch area, there's a seal on that shaft, and the seal has started to fail. So it drips hydraulic fluid all the time. It'll slow down after you drive it and park it. It'll start to drip less, but it drips. And I bought all the parts to replace the seal a couple of years ago, like before COVID. But you got to split it here, which means take all of this off and then break the tractor apart so you can get that seal out, replace it, and then put it all back together. This one's got a front end loader on it, so that means the front end loader has to be disconnected from the tractor. It's more than a weekend operation, let's put it that way. And I've been postponing it for a couple of years, okay? Not gonna lie. So what I have been doing is just refilling the hydraulic fluid reservoir. This fluid that drips out, I'll pour back into a bucket. I'll run it through a strainer, not a filter, but a strainer, and I'll put it back in because it's basically brand new fluid. So this will get a little loud, but you'll be able to hear it. So the other thing about this tractor is it's all hydraulic. Steering, PTO, implements, everything. So when the pump starts to make that noise, it's not circulating hydraulic fluid. It's not pumping up pressure. So you can't steer. The steering wheel just spins and the tires don't move. The bucket doesn't move. It just screams on the pump side. When it does, it goes really slow or it'll jerk. Sometimes you can feather that throttle and get that pump to get a couple pumps in and you can turn the tires. When it first starts out at the beginning, you can drive it for, I don't know, maybe 150 feet and then the pump starts acting up. I've drained the hydraulic fluid out, replaced it with clean fluid a couple of times. I've changed the filter out and no improvement. So last week, I decided to take the pump off and take it apart and look at it. And of course, I don't see anything wrong with it. It's just some gears that mesh together and some seals, some rubber seals, and a couple of little copper bushings. But I took it apart, cleaned it, put it back together. I was able to drive 300 feet and then nothing. And then took me like 10 minutes to get back, stopping and pumping and turning and getting lined up. So I went ahead and ordered a new pump. If you go online, there are literally hundreds of pumps available. So the pump from Kubota is like 1,100 bucks. You can find them on Amazon for like 200 bucks. I got this one from a place called Cross Creek Tractor Supply off of eBay. It was 400 and some odd dollars, but they're all the same. Honest, let's be honest, okay? They're all the same pump inside. What you're looking for is to make sure that the outputs and the inputs are the same. I didn't want to go with the $200 version off of Amazon, so I figured I'd go halfway and meet them. This tractor store had a lot of good reviews on eBay. The ones on Amazon had one review. They were just a 5-star rating with no words. So, you know, I figured we'll try this one first. So this is a follow-up video to the squealing, screaming, non-functioning hydraulic pump on the Kubota MX5000. Save yourself some time, money, and frustration, and go buy a new hydraulic oil filter. So, let's back up and review. Here's what it was doing. This whole time it was just a clogged, restricted hydraulic oil filter. So there was a Kubota oil filter on there and the tractor was performing poorly. So I ordered a 2-pack off of Amazon, some knockoff filters, put the first one on there. Tractor performed okay. It would deteriorate, but then as the tractor warmed up, it would perform better. On the second go around, I drained the fluid, replaced the fluid, put the new filter on there, and the tractor failed to perform. So in my haste, I went ahead and ordered a new hydraulic pump. There's a video about that getting put on. Put the new pump on with the new fluid and the newer filter, and then, you know, no improvement. So I went onto the Orange Tractor forum. I couldn't find any answers that seemed to fit my problem. They talk about pinhole leaks in these pipes from rust. I took all of this off, cleaned it, put it back on, checked the seals, you know, greased the seals, then put it back on, spun my newer used oil filter back on there. Tractor performed for about a minute and then it went back to squealing on the hydraulic pump. I did some experiments, none of which are scientific, but led me to one conclusion. Spin the filter off, break the seal, catch the fluid in a container, spin it back on, the tractor would perform and then it would immediately decrease to 0. I could do that again and it would do the same thing. So I'm not getting fluid passage up to the pump. So I went to Kubota, bought a brand new filter, put it on, and the tractor works without any problems. So the tractor's warmed up because I've been using it get some RPM. So what I want you to take away from this is it's probably not as drastic as you think where you need to replace a pump. Throw a couple oil filters on there, clean out your hydraulic system, and see if that doesn't solve your problem first. The good part is I have a brand new pump on there, and now I have a functioning spare pump, which I'll probably never need. So just change the filter out a couple times, clean the fluid out, see if that helps you out. Save yourself some time, save a couple $100. Thanks for watching. Y'all take care.